Have you ever spent hours rereading the same email, tweaking words, fixing commas, until you felt completely drained? You tell yourself you're being thorough, but at some point you realize you've been polishing the same paragraph for 45 minutes. Now that's overthinking, and the tricky part is it feels productive. If you watched my previous video, how to stop overthinking and actually get things done, you'll remember it was a high-level walkthrough of my anti-overthinking system. That video covered a lot, maybe too much for one sitting. So in this mini-series, we're slowing down and going deeper, one concept at a time, so you can understand, apply, and see change in your daily work and life. And today, we're starting right at the root. Why overthinking feels productive and how to catch it early before it drains your energy. So why does overthinking feel productive? Here's the truth. Overthinking tricks your brain into believing it's making progress. Every small tweak, another reread, another version, another check releases a little burst of dopamine, the same chemical that rewards real progress. So instead of feeling stuck, your brain feels busy. It confuses activity with advancement. For example, imagine you're finalizing a presentation for your manager. It's solid, but you tell yourself, let me just double check the alignment, maybe the font as well. That just one more check turns into 1 hour. You weren't improving. You were avoiding the discomfort of being done. That's why overthinking feels safe. It gives you the illusion of control. And in that illusion, you lose time, energy, and confidence. Here are the early signs that you're in a loop. Sign 1, repetition disguised as improvement. You're changing form, not substance. Fonts, phrasing, structure, but not the message. Sign 2, the maybe later excuse. You delay action because I just need a bit more time to think. Sign 3, you start comparing. Instead of finishing your slide, you're now scrolling through what others did. Sign 4, you feel busy but unsatisfied. You've been working for hours, but there's no real progress to show. So here's a mini check-in question. Am I clarifying or am I circling? If you're circling, it's overthinking. Why does it show up at work? In corporate life, especially in finance or other high accountability roles, we're trained to value precision. We're rewarded for getting things done right the first time. The problem, though, is we tend to apply that same intensity to everything, even the tasks that don't really need perfection. For example, you might triple check an internal update email as if it's a board report, or keep adjusting slide titles even though the story's already clear. That's how overthinking hides under the label of high standards. But there's a point where excellence turns into exhaustion. And that point is when the cost of polishing outweighs the value of progress. Here's how to stop the loop before it drains your day. 1, you name it. When you notice yourself going in circles, literally say, this is me overthinking. By naming it, it breaks that trance and gives you perspective. 2, set a micro finish line. Tell yourself, I'll give this 10 more minutes, then I either decide I will finalize it or I'll send it. Overthinking loses power when you give yourself a clear point of closure, a moment to move from thinking to doing. 3, switch to movement. Overthinking lives in stillness. Stand up, stretch, walk, or jot down your next small action. Physical movement pulls you back into momentum. 4. Ask one grounding question. What's the smallest step that would make this 1% better? Not perfect. That question forces clarity and helps you focus on what actually matters. Here's a real example. Like the script that I'm writing, I've caught myself doing this so many times, especially when I start second guessing whether something is good enough. When I'm editing a video, I stick to clear time limits and I aim to finish within that window. Sometimes I catch myself trying to perfect the thumbnail, resizing, repositioning, and I call it what it is, me wasting valuable time on something that probably won't make any real difference. That awareness helps me stop the loop and move on. Overthinking is not a flaw. It's your mind trying to protect you by keeping you busy. It gives the illusion of progress whilst quietly draining your energy. But once you see it, you can choose clarity over control. So next time you find yourself stuck, ask, am I clarifying or am I circling around an issue or a deliverable? If this video helped you catch your own loop, heart it, give it a like, share it with someone who's been trapped in just one more tweak. And subscribe for episode 2, the 80% rule, how to know when to stop tweaking. Each episode in the series will unpack one part of the anti-overthinking system. So by the end, you'll have a full toolkit to help you work and live with more ease. Hey, remember, always you matter.